Hello everyone, my name is Chance Button and welcome back to the StarCraft II Legacy of the Void campaign. In the last episode we secured the Keystone, which was the artifact from the original campaign, and then we separated from the Terran forces, led by James Raynor, who are continuing to fight against Amon's influence in the Dominion. And now we have come to a world called Glacius to recover some ancient Protoss technology. And hopefully that will be helpful to us in our future struggles. Unfortunately, the Tal'darim, enemy Protoss, are one step ahead of us, and they are preparing to destroy the facility that houses the technology we want. So we need to get to it before they can stop us. Defend the ramp leading into your base with photon cannons. It's the easiest place to fend off enemy attacks. Yeah, that's a good point. And also, photon cannons aren't particularly effective against hybrids, but the other planet we could go to that we will go to in future had the potential for a new defensive structure that's much tougher than the photon cannon, though serving a slightly different purpose, and aimed more against heavy targets. That could help us defend against hybrids. For right now, though, we've got to be pretty careful, even with a tactical advantage.
The Tal'darim are unleashing their mothership's phase displacement beam against Glacius's orbital defenses.
I am First Descendant Alarak, and I've been charged with destroying this facility.
Great.
You seek the technology vault, but you are too late. It will be annihilated along with the rest of this pathetic...
Will be is not too late.
Use your time to withdraw from the system, or remain here and watch your forces burn to ash. I care little which you choose.
He is not entirely correct. If we begin now, our forces could outpace the displacement beam.
Then we are going in!
Okay, so we're on a time limit. Great. Let's start building probes first, as always, and we will upgrade into warp gates so that we can begin warping in units.
The displacement beam is advancing. We must reach the vault before it is destroyed.
So on the map in the lower left-hand corner, it shows the path of the displacement beam. I would like some explanation as to why that is the path of the displacement beam. It seems a bit zigzaggy and weird. I guess they must be trying to attack priority targets in the most efficient way, but it seems very strange. There are some sentries here that we don't have access to. They're in long-term stasis.
I am detecting a Tal'darim force amassing outside of our nexus point. We must prepare for assault.
I'll bet we'll get them now.
Wait, these sentries were left behind. Let me activate them. They are quite effective at restoring shields to nearby warriors.
I walk the shadowed path.
They have Guardian shields as well. So that'll help protect against the Stalkers, because the Guardian shields will lower ranged damage into the shield. Oh, perfect. We didn't even really take any damage.
And there. Our gateways are now calibrated to warp them in as well.
Now, they do need gas, which we do not have, so we should start mining that right away. We don't have enough energy yet to deploy another pylon, but we may want to as soon as we have the option, because that will avoid us having to pay for a pylon and wait for its construction, and allow us to just keep building probes and military units. Solar Lance is pretty cheap, actually, now that I look at it. The new ability we unlocked is cheaper than deploying pylons, which is quite interesting, really. Yeah, let's go ahead and push out slightly. See what we can do. Because we've got these sentries to help us. Yeah, we're doing alright. We're doing alright. One guy took a little bit of damage to his health, so that's not good. So we'll build some more sentries to help keep the shields up. Now, here's something interesting. Is shield upgrades more useful now that we can get sentries? Because the sentries can repair shields, they can't repair health. So if we have more shields, then it's more likely the sentries will be able to prevent our units from getting injured in the first place.
You require more
That is an interesting concern. Potentially, we should go for shield upgrades then. I am going to bank on it. Besides, the other thing about it is that the shield upgrades do also affect our buildings, which is quite helpful. And that is not the primary concern. The primary concern is keeping our units alive, but is a nice side benefit. So let's see if we can do a little bit more damage up here without taking too much more in the way of losses. And then we'll start some upgrades on the way. Starting with weapons. Weapons is always the most important upgrade.
The Tal'darim have blocked this route with a force field. We will have to find a way around it to destroy its power source.
What force field? Oh, the force... that field.
Our forces are near the displacement beam. We must remain alert and stay out of its range.
Zealot, go after the stasis chamber. Get out of the way of the kit. No. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. The Tal'darim managed to cut our forces in half. Interestingly enough, the Purifier Beam is going to go right through that gate. Is that also going to destroy the Tal'darim stuff? The Purifier Beam is not destroying the gate, which is unfortunate. A little bit unfair. But we'll just have to go around and smash it the long way. We'll keep moving this probe up because we'll want this probe to... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. When the Purifier Beam gives us vision... Where's the shield generator thing? It was over here. Right? Wasn't it, like, right here? I guess we do have to go around. I wanted to use the Spear of Adune's, solar lance to try and destroy it.
It appears the station scientists were storing raw solarite here as well. If possible, we should obtain it.
Oh.
Excellent. Solarite gathered.
I mean, that's good enough reason in of itself to have come around here. We want to get all the solarite we can. Let's test out Solar Lance by hitting the pylon and... Oh, I see. The Solar Lance goes in like a whole line here? Oh my gosh, this is going to be devastating. Let's get 2 rows of it onto the gateways and 1 row onto the cannon and pylon. Oh, that didn't do as much to the pylon and cannon as I thought it was going to. Okay, good to know. But still, that's a pretty neat move, and it's pretty cheap, so we should be able to use it again quickly. Now, how do we get down? Here's a ramp. How do we get down to this place? Do we even want to? I'm not even sure which way we want to go to get to the vault.
Ah, we've discovered more sentries. I will activate them now.
Excellent, thank you. And we can warp in some more units as well. Let's check back at base and check on the status of our upgrades. Now we can get shields. We can also queue up weapons, just so we don't forget about it. Queuing up things is not generally a good idea because the money that's in the queue is not helping you right now. Ideally, you would only pay for things right as you could actually build them and use them. But just so that we don't forget, it might be a good idea to queue that up anyway. And we've got more money than we're spending right now, which is not ideal, but we might as well at least use that to our advantage. Ooh, Colossus, kill it! That was pretty expensive for them to just leave around. Stay out of the way of the Purifier Beam.
Forces are in mortal danger. Get them away from the beam.
Don't worry, we're away from the beam, we're away from the beam. Let's not head towards the beam. Let's instead head this way and see what we can do. There's quite a lot of enemy troops here. We might be able to do this. Let's go ahead and Solar Lance from the Spear of Adune, just to try and improve our odds of being able to successfully destroy things here. Excellent. And as always, let's bring in some more reinforcements. I get the distinct impression that being up here is not the best idea. I don't think this is actually helping us to wipe out the Tal'darim that are over here. Because they don't seem to be in the way of anything. Let's go ahead and move across the bridge. Taking care to be away from the Purifier Beam. And let's do another solar lance here. To try and do some more damage. Because right now, we have very little in the way of forces. And we want to try and keep them as alive. We want to minimize the damage to them and keep them alive as long as possible. Have we lost all our sentries? It looks like we've lost all our sentries, so we need to make replacing those guys a priority. Okay, let's see. The beam is on its way through here. We need to move up to outpace it. Let's bring a probe to build a new warping pylon. And gather this solarite.
Another solarite sample obtained.
Oh, the probe's about to be killed! Oh, dang it. Well, we can still warp in back here at least.
Bringing nearby sentries online.
Oh, that's good. We needed sentries. So where exactly do we need to go? I think we need to go down back through this way. Let's again use the Spear of Adun liberally to try and maximize our damage to the enemy forces and minimize our own losses. And let's pull up another probe, because if we're going to keep spending energy on the Spear of Adun, then we don't want to have to spend energy on warping in pylons. If we want to keep spending energy on this solar lance, then we don't want to have to keep warping in pylons. Now we probably have way too many sentries. But that's okay. Our Dragoon numbers haven't really been hurt at all, so we'll build more Zealots. And
releasing sentries from stasis.
It looks like it would also be a good idea to put on even more gateways, because we are not building units fast enough. Ooh, there's a rather large enemy force coming through this way. Let's, Zealots, I guess. I don't think this is going to be enough. Perhaps this was a good reason to try and take out that Protoss base. At least the Zealots are kind of delaying everybody until our main army can get there. Now we gotta be careful, we're running out of time here. That beam is getting awfully close.
Hierarch, I'm detecting movement from the Tal'darim fleet. Multiple transport signatures inbound on the facility.
That's not good.
Clever. Alarak is activating the facility's old defenses, using them against us.
So what does that mean for us? Just that we have more enemy troops to deal with? That's not so bad. We have a pretty powerful army here. We can deal with that. And let's just keep pushing forward. Watching that beam's getting really close. But it looks like it's doing damage to the enemy forces as well. That's nice.
Our forces are in mortal danger. Get them away from the beam. Pylon is under attack.
We are cutting this really, really close. The beam is like right there. Let's go ahead and pull down another pylon so we don't have to worry about moving the probe. Pop some more Guardian Shields to keep our units defended. Start warping in some more Zealots in the middle of the battle. Okay, we're well ahead of the beam. We should be okay. Although the enemy are now launching a counterattack, but I think it's going to be too little too late, and they're also going the wrong direction. Okay, we're good. We've made it. Oh, we didn't get all the Solarite, though.
Acquiring access.
Work quickly, Phase Smith.
Focus the disruptor on their location. Let them burn.
I have its coordinates. Warping aboard the container now.
Nice. Just in the nick of time.
You are not as weak as you appear, Artanis. We shall meet again.
He says to the hierarch of the
Purifier
Protoss.
weaponry is safely aboard the Spear of Adun. Wait, there is a prototype warrior here as well. I will have to examine it more closely.
Really now? And what exactly is the prototype? So we got a couple of achievements. We did not let the displacement beam destroy any of our units, which I'm a little shocked at because some of our units ran through it. And we completed it. We did not destroy 6 Tal'darim gateways or warp gates. I bet if we smashed that base, we would have gotten that achievement. Oh well, the big thing I'm more concerned about is we didn't get an additional 5 Solarite. That was somewhere there. We probably had time to leave a unit by the Purifier so we could complete the objective, and then double back. But we can always go back for it through the archives. It's not too big a deal.
You wish to see me, Phase Smith?
Artanis, it is good to see you, young Executor.
Phoenix!
Phoenix? How can this be?
It was his cloned personality that was used for the Purifier prototype. Given your friendship with the Source personality, I thought, well, he believes he was brought from stasis and made a Dragoon.
Why are you here, Phoenix?
I was given a directive by Ouroboros himself to come to Glacius and serve the Templar.
It is the last recollection from his memory web. The Great Templar were still encoded by order of the Conclave.
Do you know about the experimentation done on Glacius? Why Ouroboros gave you this order?
I am a warrior, old friend. You know this as well as any. It is not my place to question the order of Adjudicator.
His construction is highly advanced. An Adanium shell composed of acrylic compression mesh.
Okay.
It appears he was to be the first in a revival of the ancient program.
Enough! I have fought far too long for the will of the Conclave to be examined like some specimen. I am Templar, and I am reunited with the dearest of friends. Is this not a glorious day?
Artanis just shrugs.
Right, of course. Karax, these tests are no longer needed. Phoenix, welcome aboard the Spear of Adun.
So we've got a clone, resurrected, re-outfitted version of one of the Protoss' greatest warriors who thinks he's the original. Okay, a bit complicated, but the end result is we've got a great warrior working with us. That's good.
These new Purifier designs rival any technology our people have previously conceived. The replication data is the sort that allows accurate duplication of one's consciousness. Phoenix's personality may be accurate.
How accurate?
Within the 99th percentile.
So there is a chance for discrepancy.
Quite a minuscule one.
And in a lifetime, how many choices does that variation impact? Who would you be with such a difference in the decisions you've made? Keep a watchful eye on Phoenix. If he is to help us, I want to know who he is.
Very astute. Not quite the same person. He needs to be tested. That's good caution on his part. And we haven't unlocked any additional systems, and we already have determined in previous episodes that I don't think warp-in reinforcements or chronosurge is all that great. So we're going to put the next Solarite we get into starting supply. That'll help prevent us from getting supply blocked while we're getting our economy up and running, and it's more of a pain to have to build pylons.
You and I have stood shoulder to shoulder, blades thrumming in the heat of battle countless times. And now, you lead the Protoss. I wail with pride at the mere thought of it.
I was chosen to represent the hierarchy by the remaining Judicators and the clans of the Nerazim. I am still honored by their choice.
Tassadar must be proud as well.
Tassadar is gone, Phoenix. He fell, bravely sacrificing for his people. He saved us from annihilation.
What? It's It cannot be.
Oh.
And ire fallen to the Zerg.
Yeah.
As well?
It has.
That was quite long ago.
How long have I lingered in stasis, becoming this dragoon?
Do you know of the Purifier program, Phoenix?
Of course, the greatest Templar minds replicated. Dangerous machines that had to be shut down.
They were shut down, but we have never ceased the research, and still have tried to find ways to replicate our greatest Templar, to use that ancient technology.
Why do you tell me this?
We are facing a war like none we have seen before. We will need you in the days ahead. Maybe even the Purifiers.
Then my blades are yours, old friend.
And what of the Purifiers, Phoenix? How exactly do you feel about that? Oh dear.
We have acquired new robotic support technology for review.
So now we can get the Sentry or the Energizer. Now the Sentry we've already seen. What about the Energizer? What's different about that? So he boosts attack and movement speeds of friendly units, transforms to generate a power field. Equipped with onboard chrono boosters, Energizers are designed to enhance the speed of Purifier shock troops. Each Energizer can also generate a power field, enabling access to the psionic matrix and warp network in hostile territory. Okay, so they can buff our units' attack and movement speeds, and they can also set up in one place to generate a field that we can warp to or that can power structures. So we could use them for emergency power for buildings like photon cannons, defensive systems, or more likely the most common use would be to just warp things into the battlefield. Now, we do have the Spear of Idun that can allow us to plop down some emergency pylons, and we can always do things the old-fashioned way of pulling up a probe to build pylons. This would just be readier access to the energy field that allows us to warp, and means we would not have to rely so much on those techniques. We could potentially switch out the pylon drop-down from the Spear of Idun for another ability because of this, and not have to bring a probe up. Possibly. But I think that the Guardian Shield is pretty important to keeping us alive, so let's go with the Sentry for now, but we'll keep that in mind in case we want to change around other things. That's an alternative way that we could warp in reinforcements to the battlefield. It still says assignment available. Why is that?
Utilize data from glaciers to bring the robotic sentinels online.
Yes. I don't know why it still says assignment available, because we've already assigned it. But regardless, let's look at the next mission.
With the Purifier technology secured, our eyes can finally turn to our brothers, the Dark Templar. The Nerazim of Shakuras ritually sever their connection to the Kala. Because of this, they are now the last free Protoss. I must reach them before Amon's armies.
Okay. I thought that Glacius was going to be a multi-part adventure, but apparently not. Apparently that's just going to be the one mission, and so now we can go get the Dark Templar. And then after this, they must present us with new choices, because otherwise we're out. So we'll have to see what we get in the next episode. In the meanwhile, thank you all for watching. If you liked, please subscribe and let me know what you thought in the comments below. Of course, let me know what you thought, regardless of whether you liked it or not, because I'd always like to know how I could improve. And I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh look, by repeatedly spam clicking everything, I get monkeys.
I'm pretty sure that there's a monster back there. Oh, he's right there! Oh god, I ran the wrong way! I ran the wrong way! Oh. That could have saved me. Oh, good vibes right now.